Hello everyone. It has been a while. I'm not sure if anyone's like keeping up with me who like doesn't know me, but I did move recently. Well, I moved since I've last filmed. So I live in Minnesota now. I moved from Texas to Minnesota. So there's that update. But I got the urge to share with you guys my crochet and reading. I've been wanting to do more like casual vlog style. Like this is just what I'm doing on my free time just for fun, like instead of doing challenge videos, because challenge videos I feel like, I don't know, it just forced me to like do more than I was originally doing with my hobbies and just spending a lot more time doing that, which I just wanted a little bit more balance. The other reason I'm starting again is because Andrew, my husband, has offered to edit the videos, which is super nice. I am not like super interested in that part of YouTubing, so it's nice of him to do that for me. These videos I think will be more like weekly, maybe every 2 weeks I'll like film one, just like what I'm doing in that time frame. But since it's been a while, I figured I would just show you guys like all the projects that I have done recently and talk about some of the books that I've read in the past month. Yeah, so first I'll start with crochet. So the first project that I have to show you is this little pickle plushie. I think he's so cute. Yeah, he just got little lumps all over, and he also sits. So there's like a row here to make sure that the bottom is flat so that he can like sit on a table. I made this for one of my friends who I'm gonna see next week, so I'm really excited. I think it's so cute. I made that last night. I have this basket full of done or partially done projects. Andrew's grandma gave me it. It's so cute, and it's like lined so that like, you know, my yarn doesn't get caught in the actual like wicker of the basket, which I love. It was very kind of her to give that to me, so I'm just using it as my project basket. So, and all of these are like done, but the ends have not been weaved in yet because I'm a procrastinator when it comes to that. So the first thing I have is this pot holder. It has like a little hole so you can like put your hand in it and like get stuff out of the oven, you know? I just have to weave in all these ends from sewing this. But yeah, I think it's really cute. I made it for another one of my friends who I'm seeing soon. Here is a little basket. This is for coasters that I'll show you, they go with it. I have orange and white, and then brown and white. I have just 2 of each color, and yeah, the basket to keep them in. My friend sent me the pattern and told me what color she wanted, so there we go. Another friend asked me to make her some coasters, so I have this one. This pattern is called the Ring of Stars pattern. And then I also have this color, and I had originally made it with this, like, it's like a recycled cotton yarn, so it's a little like tougher. So I wanted to remake it with this one just because I think the texture is a little better, but I'm gonna give her all 3. If she doesn't want them for some reason, one of them, I will keep it. So those 3 for a different friend. And then that same friend also asked me to make this like mini rug just to go on a shelf to like put some trinkets on. So I did this, and it's moss stitch, which is my favorite stitch. I love doing that. Okay, and then making Evelyn and Peter's pattern. It's called the Boxy Blooms cardigan. It's like a short sleeve cardigan with like buttons. So this is the back panel. I think I'm gonna have to block it because it seems pretty short, but I really like this stitch. yeah, it has like the puff stitch and some like mesh type of stitching too. So yeah, I think this will be really pretty when it's done. All I have done is this back panel and then like a little tiny bit of the side front panel, but I need to buy more yarn so I can continue that. This was all with just one skein. And then my bigger whip that I'm working on is a granny square sweater. I don't know the pattern name, but it's by Hey Crochet. I've made one of these before for myself. So here's the one that I made, and I just made it with 4 different colors, and the pattern, it's just like 4 granny squares for each sleeve, and then 1 big one for the front and 1 big one for the back. So yeah, it's really fun to do. I love granny squares. So I was excited when my sister saw this one and asked me to make her one, and she chose her colors that she wanted. So here are some of the granny squares that I've made. I really like how they turned out. It's really fun to see like what the different color orders like kind of show up as. Like, I feel like they all look so different even though they're the same colors. So I have made all of the granny squares for the sleeves, and I just need to make the big ones for the front and back and then sew everything together and all that good stuff. So I'm working on that as well. But right now I have started working on, there's my current whip that I'm like actually working on today. It's going to be a koozie for a can. I've made one of these before. I'll put a picture here of what it looks like. And I'm just doing it the same, except instead of green, I'm doing pink. So this is how far I've gotten on that. Here's what the pink looks like. So I'm hoping I have enough because we're kind of running low here, but yeah, so those are all of my crochet done projects that I have sitting around, and also my whips. I will try to link all the patterns down below. And then let's see. Okay, so the first book that I finished this month was The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, and me and a few of my friends in my small group from church decided to buddy read this together. And I have never read anything by him before, so I was really excited to read this. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. And one of my friends was saying that it's like a lot of modern fantasy books are like influenced by The Hobbit, and The Hobbit's kind of like the first of that genre, which I could really see like a lot of parallels between like some of my favorite books and The Hobbit. I really loved Bilbo, the main character, and Gandalf, and like all the dwarves that he's like hanging out with. If you don't know what this is about, Bilbo is a hobbit. He's like just this little short guy who lives in a hole, cozy little hobbit hole, and one day Gandalf comes to his house and says, "Hey, do you want to go on an adventure with me?" And Bilbo's like, "No, I don't think so." And then the next day, a bunch of dwarves show up at his house, like one at a time. He's like, "What's going on? Like, I guess you can come in for tea. Like, I don't know what's happening." And basically, like, as he hears them like talk about this adventure that they're gonna go on, he gets intrigued and he's like, maybe I should go with them. And this adventure is they're going to fight this dragon to get this pile of gold back, because the dwarves were like driven out of their home by this dragon, and all of this treasure was left behind. So they're trying to go get their home and their money back. So Bilbo goes along with them, and there's just so many different things that happen along the way. And yeah, it's such a good book. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend. It was amazing. And then the second book that I read this month was One Last Play by Anna Conwell. A update that has happened since I last talked to you guys is I got Kindle Unlimited, and I found a lot of closed door romance authors, like indie authors who all their books are on Kindle Unlimited. Anna Conwell is definitely my favorite of the ones that I've found so far. And this book, One Last Play, is the last book in the Sweet Peach series by her. So that series is like 4 girls who live in a townhouse together. And this book is about MJ, and she is an art teacher, and the main male character's name is Sebastian, and his daughter is in MJ's art class. His daughter's like middle school age. And yeah, he like sees her for the first time like at a wedding of one of their friends, their mutual friends. And he's like, who is that girl? Like, I need to talk to her. He never ends up being able to talk to her at the wedding, but then he sees her again when he's bringing in his daughter's like art project, and he's like, this is by chance. And she's kind of very closed off and like has some issues like opening up to people and letting love in, basically, because she's scared to lose it. So it's just kind of following them as he's like trying to get to know her, and she's kind of resisting. So it's really good. It is age gap, but I don't know, age gap doesn't really bother me that much. I just kind of forget that they are not the same age. It's also a single father, which was really sweet. I liked that part of it. And my other favorite series by Anna Conwell is about all of MJ's brothers. It's called the Carter Brothers series. I highly recommend that series. I've read all of those. So yeah, I liked seeing that aspect in the book as well. I forgot to tell you my rating for The Hobbit. It's 5 stars. And then for this book, I would say One Last Play is 4.25 stars. Yeah, I really liked it. And then the next book I read was A Cross-Country Wedding. So this is by Courtney Walsh, which is another one of my favorite closed-door romance authors on Kindle Unlimited. And this is the second in a series. So the first was about a couple who end up going on a road trip together. Like, he is her brother's best friend, and so they're like both going home for the holidays. It's called A Cross-Country Christmas. And she like has some like bitterness towards him about some stuff that happened in the past. And so the whole like book is them following along with them, like going on this road trip and all the stops they make, and them kind of opening up to each other about the past and what happened between them. So I really liked that one. But this one is about the main girl from the first one's best friend, and the whole book is them going on another road trip with the same like route that they took. The first couple is getting married and saying their vows like in different spots along the way, and she's like the bridesmaid, the maid of honor, so she's going with them and like witnessing basically their marriage and their cross-country wedding. So at first she was gonna go with her boyfriend, and then he broke up with her, and she's like, what do I do now? And then she comes up with this idea that she's going to invite her best friend Simon to come along and be her date, and like the other guy to come along on their road trip. And yeah, so the whole story is about them two, and he's like obviously been in love with her since the beginning, and she just thinks of him as a friend and like has a lot of internal like confidence issues that she needs to work on. So I really liked that book. I think Best Friends to Lovers is like one of my favorite tropes, because I just like seeing the history of like the couple and like their friends before. And yeah, so I really liked it. I would give that one 4.5. So that's the most recent one that I finished, but I have a few that I'm in the middle of. So the first one that I am currently reading it's a long title. I'd tell you I love you, but then I'd have to kill you. This is by Ali Carter. It's the first book in the Gallagher Girls series. And this is like one of the series that I was obsessed with when I was in middle school and a little bit in high school because I reread it. It's about these girls who go to spy school, and it's kind of like an undercover thing. Like, everybody thinks that this is just like some preppy school, but they're actually like training to become spies. So it's really good. I don't know if I love it just because I grew up reading it basically, but I don't know, I just really like it. So this book specifically is about Cammie. She's the main character of the whole series, but she so she ends up meeting a boy while she's like out on the town doing this mission for her class, but he is like really nice to her and she kind of catches feelings, and then she's like, I don't know, starts kind of investigating him using her spy skills to like figure out who this guy is and if she would be able to date him, which sounds creepy when I describe it, but it's cute and funny. Allie Carter is really funny. Yeah, so I'm actually reading this with Andrew. We like read chapters to each other just because it's fun. Like, because we also have a lot of car rides in Minnesota. You have to drive far a lot. So a lot of times we'll read to each other in the car. So yeah, that's one of the ones I'm working on. It'll probably take me a while to finish. And then I'm also reading Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. I'm buddy reading this with a few of my roommates from college. I've always wanted to read this and just like, I don't know, have like all of Christian theology in one book. Not all of it, but like a lot of it, like all together in one place. And it's been really good so far. I really like C.S. Lewis' writing, and he's like a really good thinker and like argumenter, a person who argues. And like he just crafts his arguments and logic very well. So yeah, I really like it. I'm reading like a chapter a day, which is less than 10 pages, so not a ton, but I'll probably be done with this in the next 2-ish weeks. And then the book that I'm like reading just on my own, however much I want to each day, is Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. This is the second book to One Dark Window. I think the series, it's a duology. It's called the Shepherd King duology, I think. But I read One Dark Window a few months ago with my book club, and I really liked it. The magic system is really good, and yeah, I think it was really interesting. So I wanted to continue. But the first one is about Elspeth, and in this world, there's like this magical, sinister mist, and if you go into the mist, you get infected. And you have like this sickness, and a lot of people die from the sickness, but if you don't, then you like develop a magical power of some sort, but that is like not allowed like in this kingdom. Like they don't want infected people there. Like I think it's more of a way to like control magic and like, you know, have power over the people, because the other part of the magic in this world is like this deck of cards, and each card has like a different power that you can use, and if you have one of each of the cards, you can like lift the mist off of the kingdom, and so then they would be like free of this infection. So that is the goal of this series, for them to unite the deck and make this curse go away. So it's been really good. There's also like a romance in it and like a lot of political aspects. It's really interesting. I think I gave the first one like 4.25 or something. That is my update on books and crochet. Hello guys, it is the next day, and I finished crocheting this in the car yesterday, but I haven't been able to test it out to see if it's like the right size. I've made one with the same yarn before, but I just want to make sure that it's good. So here's the moment of truth. I can. Yay! I think that's perfect. It's so cute. I love the colors. I'm glad. So there's one project done. I have a few more on my list to make. I want to make like a car charm thing that goes over the mirror for one of my friends. I'm going on a trip with a bunch of them, so that's why I'm making all these for them. So there's one project, and then I might make like a wristlet like thing for your keychain or another car charm. We'll see. I'll show you guys. So cute. Hello, I'm here with another crochet update. The first update is very sad. So this past weekend we just went for like the weekend to Andrew's parents' house, and I left my crochet bag there, which has the gift, like the little koozie that I showed you, for my friend. I'm supposed to give it to her when I see her this week on my trip, and I don't have it, so I'm gonna have to ship that to her later, which is really sad. And then I had some other yarn in there for another thing I was gonna make someone, but I have other stuff for her, so it's gonna be fine. We are gonna make it through with what we have, but I wanted to show you what I've been working on since then. So I have 7 or 6 friends that I'm seeing on this trip. I'm going to Florida tomorrow with all of them, so I wanted to make each of them something. So here's a gift for one of them. It's a little duck thing. I can't like make it stay very good like without tipping, but it's like on a swing and it goes on your car mirror thing. I think it's cute. And I also, another crochet mishap, made a lanyard for my friend. She's a teacher, so I wanted to make her this. I think it's really cute. However, this little piece that I bought doesn't work. Like, it doesn't do the thing that it's supposed to do. So it's like sewed on there, but yeah. So I think we're going to go to the store today and get another one, and I'm just gonna have to like unsew it and resew it. But otherwise it's cute. That's just annoying because I bought this for that purpose and it just is broken, so dang. But I also weaved in all the ends on all the things, and I also weaved in the ends on this pie, so it actually looks like a pie. Those are all my crochet updates. There are a few things I want to work on tonight. I also wanted to give a reading update. So all the books that I'm currently reading, I'm reading the 3. So Mere Christianity, I Tell You I Love You, and then 2 Twisted Crowns. I read like a little bit like this past weekend, not like a significant amount. I'm still enjoying all of them. My reread of Gallagher Girls is going great. We're close to the end. And then just reading like a little tiny bit of the other ones. The update I wanted to give is that since I'm going on my trip tomorrow, I downloaded a bunch of books on my Kindle. So I'll probably pause some of the ones. Like, I don't think I want to be reading 2 Twisted Crowns on the beach or like on the plane. I think I need something like a little less brain power. So I downloaded the graphic novel for Graceling, which was one of my favorite books in high school. I feel like a graphic novel is a good option for like the plane part of my trip because I have 3 flights tomorrow, so that's kind of sucky. But graphic novel, I feel like goes by fast, and like you like have more stimulation than just words. Like, you could look at pictures, you know what I mean. And then I also have Annah Conwell, More Than a Game, which is a closed door romance author. That book is hockey romance. And then I have Off the Beaten Path by Madison Wright, which I don't really know the tropes of that one. I think it's like small town, and that's all I really know. It's like interconnected with her Just Us series that I read, which I recommend that one. It's very good. And then I also downloaded the Kindle version of Mere Christianity, so I can keep doing my like one chapter a day, or maybe more. We'll see how I'm feeling. But those are the books that I'm going to be reading in Florida. And also the book club, so all the girls I'm going on the trip with, we have a book club together. The book is Summer Romance by Annabel Monaghan, and I put like a hold on it for Libby, but we'll see. If that one comes through, then I'll probably start it, but that'll be on my list too. So those are my updates. Hi guys, I have a few more updates for you. I just got back from my trip yesterday, my trip with my friends. We went to the beach and it was a really good time. And I did a lot of reading while I was there because we all like were reading different books and like really wanted to keep reading them, and it was really fun to just like all be on the beach reading our books. And like even sometimes when we got home we would like read our books together to just have like some chill time. So that was really fun. And we also did lots of traveling, so that also means getting a lot of reading done. So I actually ended up reading a whole book while I was there and then starting another one. So I read The Golden Goal by Annah Conwell. Like I said, she's one of my favorite closed-door romance authors. So that one is her hockey romance. It's like an enemies to lovers kind of trope where they like grew up kind of competing against each other, and he was her brother's, he is her brother's best friend and also her brother's like sports agent. But yeah, she's just kind of like annoyed with him and like always trying to like one up him and beat him and stuff like that. And so she was like the physical therapist for his hockey team, and he of course had been in love with her since like high school, and she did not know it. And yeah, I really enjoyed it, and Annah Conwell knows how to do the banter and the tension, and it's a good time. So I gave that one like 4.5 stars. And then I also, after I finished that one, started Summer Romance by Annabel Monaghan, and that is our like book club book. So one of the other girls was also reading it while I was there, so that was fun to like talk about it. I'm really liking it so far. It's set in like New York in the summertime, obviously summer romance, and it's also best friend's brother. It's about a mom who's divorced. She has 3 kids, and I think that's really interesting dynamic because I feel like I read mostly about like girls in their 20s who have never like been married before or never had kids or that kind of thing. So it's just a new like perspective, and yeah, I'm really liking it. While I was in Florida, I also went book shopping. So I got this book, Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. I have all her other books. I rated them all pretty highly. A Novel Love Story was like my least favorite out of all of them, but I still liked it. I got it from this cute little indie bookstore in Seaside, Florida, Sundog Books, which I've seen like Destiny Sidwell, a booktuber that I watch, go there. So when I saw that Sundog Books was like where we were staying, I was like so excited to go there. So, and then I saw that this one, it like just came out. Saw that they had it out, and yeah, I'm really happy to have it, and hopefully I'll read it this summer. Those are my book updates. I'm still making my way through the other ones that I'm reading. I feel like I'm not usually reading 5 books or 4 books at a time or whatever, but this time I am. So hopefully I can get through some and whittle that down to 1 or 2. And then I also have one crochet update for you. I started another project so that I could work on it on the plane, because the other projects that I was working on either I didn't have the yarn for it, or there were too many colors that I'd have to like switch. So I started a baby blanket for my nephew. Evan and Emma, look away. Here it is. It is the waffle stitch. I don't know if you can see it. You can see it in like the shaded part. I worked on this almost exclusively on the plane. I did like 1 or 2 rows here and there off the plane, but I had a lot of traveling to do, so this is what I did, and honestly it helped me keep my hands busy when I was like a little bit anxious. So yeah, I am loving how it's turning out. It's like so soft. I love this yarn. Here's the back in case you're curious. It's kind of just like flat, but yeah, the waffle stitch is amazing. And the pattern for this blanket, I forgot to mention, is from Joe to the World. I think the blanket is just called like waffle stitch or something, waffle blanket. I'll put a link down below. I don't know if I'll like keep working on it right now because I have other stuff to work on that I might want to like finish before this, so we'll see. But I think I'm gonna end this video here because it's getting pretty long. But don't you worry, I'll start one right after this. So yeah, thanks guys for watching and following along with me and my hobbies. I'm having a good time sharing them with you guys. And yeah, I hope you're having a great day and hopefully see you in the next one. Bye.